ladies and gentlemen, and everyone and their mama just wants me to talk about this Ryan Preece wreck. And while I'm at it, we'll just go ahead and go down the playoff championship deal because they got some odds in Vegas. And obviously in NASCAR, the main service of NASCAR is to transfer millions of money between underground interesting individual groups. So anyway, outside of that, let's go ahead and look at this dang wreck. Oh my. Wow. He just barrel rolled the hell out of it. Look at this. Oh my. That is not stopping. As far as who's at fault, it just looks like a bump in the wrong way. And I mean, at those speeds, once the car starts sliding around a little bit, you might as well just hang on because it's going to go where it wants to pretty much. A little bit of a different look at it. Yeah, it just shot. And then that air right there, that's where it happened. And they were talking about this with NASCAR with this new car. The bottom of it is so flush. There's nowhere for air really to go. It's a part of the new aerodynamic package of this vehicle. And when it got up a little bit in that direction, this bottom of this car is somewhat becoming a wing. And you could see it just takes off. Look at that. Wow. And then that car is definitely going for a ride. It's not playing around. Wow. Well, and they're talking about the weight of the car doing that. And, you know, that's a big deal. You know, sprint cars, you know, they can snap rope pretty hard like this and looking, you know, have some very dangerous looking acts. But they are a 1,400, 1,500-pound car. The impacts are not as hard just because of the inertia due to the weight of whatever is spinning or flipping or crashing. That's why late models, when they get upside down on dirt, it's way worse. These cars, being asphalt, being so sturdy, and being heavier than a dirt super late model, these impacts are pretty hard. But look at how flat the bottom of these cars are. Seriously, look at this. Look at how flat the bottom of that car is. Of course, if that gets up in the air at all, it's going. That's a wing right there. That's a solid, that's a horizontal plane when it's in its right level. When it's level to the ground, it's a horizontal plane. Of course, that's going to catch air and flip. Wow. And that's a full speed look. One of the biggest barrel roll, you know, style wrecks that NASCAR's seen in a long time. Everybody remembers the big Rusty Wallace wreck, the big Richard Petty wreck. I remember those two wrecks were almost iconic when I was a kid. And they were these barrel roll style wrecks that really we haven't seen in NASCAR for a while. I know here in the last 5-10 years there's been some big wrecks, some people upside down, but how that one just went, that was another snap roll to another degree. Luckily, Ryan Preece is okay on a stretcher at least. That's as okay as you can be after something like that. Even though it's not a sudden stop, this type of ride is still a hell of a ride, and I could see why he was on a stretcher. The centrifugal force, you know, slinging you outwards of the car and then slamming into the ground like that cannot be pleasant. But Ryan Preece is apparently okay enough to at least get into a stretcher, so that is good. Now back to the betting odds. Of course, this championship is in motion now with NASCAR, and they got some betting odds. 200 to 1 is Michael McDowell. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 200 to 1. Bubba Wallace is 40 to 1. That's pretty good odds. Tyler Reddick, 16 to 1. Brad Keselowski, 60 to 1. Which that would be a cool way of Brad K. I would like to see Brad K, some of these more traditional real race car drivers, pick up a championship. Kevin Harvick is 19 to 1. That's a pretty good odd for Kevin Harvick. That'd be another one to see. Be cool to see him pick up the championship. 12 to 1 for Joey Logano. Ross Chastain is 10 to 1. Chris Buescher with all the momentum, 3 races, 95-1. Wow. Is Chris Buescher worth going in there and betting on at 95-1 with all this momentum? Wow. I mean, you almost have to put money on that just for maybes. 10-1 for Ryan Blaney. I don't like that. I'd pick Buescher over Blaney right now. Chris Bell is 12-1. The greatest dirt racer we don't get to see. Kyle Busch, 12-1. Denny Hamlin, 9-1. Kyle Larson, 13-2. Huh. William Byron, 12-1. Martin Truex Jr., 14-1. So they got Kyle Larson. These people are smart. They got Kyle Larson as the favorite to win this championship at 13-2. I do believe that's the highest odds. 9-1 for Hamlin. So they're liking Hamlin and Larson in the betting department. 12-1 for Bell, right there with them. 12-1. So they're liking these people. 10-1 for Blaney. They like the odds on Blaney, but 95-1 on Buescher. Wow. I don't know how, with how bad Ford's been this year, that you could pick Blaney. I see maybe the momentum with Buescher and RFK, and you would think that Penske would get, stage 1 level Class A1 parts from Ford. I mean, obviously, talent-wise, you got to do Larson or Chris Bell. If Chris Bell had the same dirt racing and racing opportunities as a Kyle Larson, he could potentially be doing the same. It sucks that Bell is handcuffed in the NASCAR Cup Series and he can't come out here and race real men. But those are the odds. I mean, they got Bubba Wallace 40-1. 200-1, though, for these guys. Which that makes sense. But Buescher, I mean, if we're going on momentum, 95-1, really? With how good this guy's been running? I know traditionally it's a shocker. Nobody saw this guy coming. I don't know about that one. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's my thoughts on the wreck, the little playoff preview. We got some stuff coming here on the channel. Stay tuned, stay alive, stay notified. Leave a comment below, like the video, share the video, and as always, be sure to subscribe. We will catch you next time.
This is how we ride, this is how we do. Ride mud, slide